bestie, how are you? I hope you're having a lovely day today. I'm going to be diving into 12 book series that I either want to finish or start in 2024. So let's just jump right into it. Up first, we have none other than the Crescent City series. I have been working so hard to read Throne of Glass before jumping into Crescent City because everyone says ACOTAR first, then Throne of Glass, then Crescent City. So I'm working on it. I swear I'm trying. I really wanted to be done with this by the time the third one came out. It's not gonna happen, but at least I tried. Yeah, so this is book series number 1. Book series number 2, I'm gonna put it somewhere, is the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. Yes, let me double check. The Windy City series by Liz Tomford. I've just heard so many things about this. And also, quick little funny story for you. Or at least I think it's funny. So I have a friend who has read Mile High, and she doesn't really read the same kind of stuff that I read. And she was like, yeah, it was just like a bit too much. Like it was too much spice. And I was like, bring it on. I literally said, bring it on. And she just looked at me like, oh well. So this is Mile High, The Right Move, and Caught Up. I think there's going to be 2 more, but I do really want to read these, especially because Caught Up is Single Dad and Nanny. Where do I sign? Anyways, and also I love hockey romance, and I've heard great things about The Right Move, so I just heard great things about the entire series. I haven't come across anybody that's like, I absolutely hated these, so pretty high up on the TBR for me. And next up, we have a little 2-for-1 special. So I started Caraval. I read it. I finished the first book in May-ish, and I wasn't obsessed with it. I was like, it was fine. So I do want to finish the rest of the series. I have Legendary and Finale. I do want to finish these, and it's only because I want to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I've heard so many good things about this series and the chokehold that this series has on people. I want to read it, but I feel like I should finish this first, because if I don't finish it before reading this, I'm just not gonna get back to it. So I'm making myself read these. I hope they're good. I really hope they're good. But I really want to get to Once Upon a Broken Heart. And now that the series is completed, because that's what I was waiting for, now that the series is completed, I can't wait to jump into it. If you've read it, no spoilers, let me know what you think. Should I finish the Caraval series before jumping in, or should I just jump right in? Let me know. Next up, we have the Caden Brothers series by Megan Quinn. I only own this copy because shout out Chelsea, my best friend, sent this to me for Christmas. This is, I think, the first one, and then there's also So Not Meant to Be and A Long Time Coming. I've heard great things about this series. I know my mom loves this series, so I've been wanting to read this so I can chat about it with all of you and with my mother. Hi Mom, I know you're watching. And yeah. Also, this version has illustrations, some spicy illustrations. I just flipped through it. I didn't look at all of them, but I flipped through it and was like, I see you. I see you. And speaking of spicy illustrations, books by Sophie Lark. So I want to read the Sinners Duet. There Are No Saints and There Is No Devil. I also flipped through that at Barnes & Noble. There's drawings, illustrations in that one too. That's just one that I've been really wanting to read, and I didn't realize how small both of those books are, so I was like, yep, adding to the TBR, because like I feel like I'll get through them very quickly. I only have one friend that I talked to that's read them, that loved the first one, didn't like the second one, so now I'm like, should I even read it then? Because you have to read both of them. Anyways, I'll probably read it, but it's not as high up on my TBR as some of the other stuff. Then we have the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher, which I started. So I read Throttled and Collided. I needed to take a break because it felt a little repetitive, and then I read another F1 novella after that where the main character's name was also Liam. So Liam in Collided and in, what was it called? Shut Up and Drive. Shut Up and Drive. So yeah, I needed a little F1 break, but I was really excited for Jax's story. So I'm definitely going to come back to that. I only have the 2 books left to finish the series, so I will definitely be finishing this one in 2024. I loved Throttled, so I'm very, very excited. I know a lot of people's favorite is the 4th one, I think Santiago's story. Very excited about that. Okay, Then we have the Perks and Benefits series somewhere on the screen. So, and like, let me be annoying for like a second. But the main reason I wanted to read this series is because the first one is like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I was like, I need to read it. Also, I don't know if you guys saw the authors when they were promoting this book, they took the second one, Our Scorching Summer, and they like put it into the ocean, like the entire book submerged, and then like brought it back up, and I was like, they caught my attention. So I've really been wanting to read this, and I think the third one just came out. So it's Water Under the Bridge, Our Scorching Summer, and On Cloud 9. I think this is by Kels and Denise Stone. I'm excited because I love How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and I feel like the covers just give very cute rom-com. So I'm very excited about that. The reason for me reading this next series is also annoying or stupid or whatever. I don't care. So this is the Four Horsemen series by Laura Thalassa. This is Pestilence, War, Famine, and Death. I picked up the first book because the cover just looked cute. So I was like, oh, cool, let me see. And I turned it around. Main character's name is Sarah, spelled the same way as my name. I'm gonna buy it. I have to buy it. It's also on Kindle Unlimited though. So I was like, I could read the whole series on Kindle Unlimited. I read a few reviews for the series as a whole and people seem to love it. So that is literally the only reason I'm gonna go into it. I know nothing about it. Nothing other than the female main character's name in the first book is Sarah. So I'm gonna read it. Okay, and if you are looking for those spicy illustrations, I swear Sophie Lark is your girl. Can you see this? I hope that's in frame. Yes. So this is the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark, mafia romance following different siblings in, it's not all the same one. Mix and match, you know? Anyways, so I've read Brutal Prince and Stolen Heir. Why am I holding that funny? And Stolen Heir. This one was good. It was like a Beauty and the Beast modern retelling. I really liked this one. I really liked Brutal Prince. I liked Brutal Prince a little bit more than Stolen Heir. And I remember reading Brutal Prince for the first time and being like, whoa. When I saw the illustrations, I said, oh, that's what we're doing. These are also on Kindle Unlimited, but I basically bought the rest of the series because they started changing the covers, and I already owned books 1 and 2 in this cover style. So I needed to go buy the rest of the series so they all matched. And so I feel like I need to finish the series because I bought them. So I need to finish it. And they were good. I feel like certain series get very repetitive. So I just didn't want it to be the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm gonna basically be bouncing around between all of these series as I, like, instead of going all at once. Does that make sense? I hope so. Unless it's a fantasy series, go back to back. I say that, but I'm taking a break from Throne Glass right now. Anyways, I just feel like this and the Dirty Air series was starting to get repetitive. The Legacy of the God series was starting to get repetitive. So you gotta take a little break, you know? But I do want to finish this one this year. Next up is the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. I didn't think I was an Elsie Silver fan when I read Flawless. I said, what is this? Then my friend was like, no, read Heartless. And I was like, okay. Fell in love. Heartless, amazing. Powerless was good. Reckless was so good. It might be my favorite. And then Hopeless was fine. But I've heard that her Gold Rush Ranch series is really good. If I haven't put them up already, I'll put them up somewhere on the screen. So the titles are Off to the Races, Out of the Gate, A Photo Finish, The Front Runner, and A False Start. I'm just really excited about this because I need more cowboy romance in my life. And here we go. Also, she's coming out with a new series, which I'm very excited about. Then I want to finish the Queen's Cove series by Stephanie Archer. So this is The Wrong Kind of Guy, or no, That Kind of Guy, The Wrong Mr. Right, In Your Dreams, Holden Rhodes, and Finn Rhodes Forever are the 4 titles. Somewhere, you'll see them. I read the first book and I liked it. It was good. It set up the universe like pretty well. I enjoyed it. The second book was one of my favorite books that I've read this past year. Absolutely amazing. Wyatt has my heart. Love, love, love. And I've heard that they get better as they go on. And I was like, well, if that second book was already so good, I need to read books 3 and 4, obviously. So, want to finish that series. I also want to read Stephanie Archer's other series, the hockey romance one that she has. I've heard mixed reviews on that one though, so that's the only reason I haven't like dove headfirst into it. But I do want to read that one. And finally is the Bergman Brothers series by Chloe Leese. I bought this at Barnes & Noble when I went to New York this past month. I thought I went to the biggest Barnes & Noble. I went to the wrong one. We don't need to talk about that. But so Only When It's Us is the first book in the series, and then Always Only You is the second. I've heard a lot about this book, hockey romance, and also the MMC looks like my fiance. I can say that now. Looks like my fiance. So I was like, I need to buy this. So I was just gonna buy this one until I saw that this was the first book, and I was like, duh, I need to read the first book. But let me show you something that aggravated me just a little bit. When they're like completely lined up, look at how they're off. I hope you can see that. Like just off by like a little bit. Come on. Look at that, look. I really hope you can see that, and I'm not just like sounding like a crazy person, but like, absolutely not. But these are books 1 and 2 in a 7-book series. I'm pretty sure it's completed. So the titles are Only When It's Us, Always Only You, and then there's Ever After Always, With You Forever, Everything for You, If Only You, and Only and Forever. So it's like it follows these brothers, or these siblings, because one of them has like brothers scratched out and says sisters. 7 siblings though. I was like, okay, Bridgerton. Anyways, so I do want to read these because I've heard so much about this one. Gonna start with this one though. But yeah, those are 12 plus a little extra book series that I want to get to in 2024. And I'll see you at the end of the year to be like, hey, I read absolutely none of those, but this was still fun to make. I'm gonna try my best to read as much of them as possible, and I'll put them in my wrap-ups. Might even do some reading vlogs at some point. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.